Hey y'all, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is the first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown, extended, beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for love and support. It's truly, truly appreciated. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. And if you've been with me for a while and I haven't heard from you, drop a line. I would love for a sister want to be able to chop it up with you, and hoping all is well. And thank you for stopping by and still continue to support me. And sending so much love, light towards your way. Anything that you're going through to get to, I'm sending so much love, prayers, upliftment towards your whatever you may be going through, that you know you're going to get through it. Have faith in it. Um, and what else? Oh yeah, anybody who's coming in with nefarious vibes, trying to do anything and everything to bring me down, trying to block, distract, destroy, whatever, I'm turning that back. Rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Everything is strongly loved, guided, and supported and protected. So return it back to sender million times fold. This is a story time. Usually I'll be doing Heyoka videos, but I was guided to be able to do this. It's like if you're coming across this video, this message is for you. uh, it's not to be calling out character, because you've been watching me for a while. I just got out of that vibe of really wanting to say this person did this person did that. But it's just, this is a video for anybody who's really going through some tough times, that really just don't see their way of being out of it. I've been going through a lot of stuff. This is what led me towards my purpose of doing videos. Finding out, my dad is a very well known, famous person. He had passed away and left me a substantial amount of money towards this estate, and I had family living off of that. I've had family trying to kill me for it. you know um Inside tracks of where I have to live, different things was going on. It was just like being able to tell a negative part of my life of what has taken place, but also showing you the positive side of what negativity can be turned as a blessing in disguise. Just like I said, that you've been with me for a while, you know who my father is. If you know. If you don't, it wasn't meant for you to know. It's been towards the point where people have known my story, and know, for everything that's going on, and they still strongly support me. And I say that a lot. I still greatly appreciate, all that you continue to help me through, which is truly appreciated. There's different times people have found out. Next, I have to deal with people's insecurities and egos for it, and they wish the worst on me. Not saying it's not the fact that it's all about the money, but it's just the fact is I've never had a chance for closure. Being abandoned by your whole entire family and having them turned against you. There's different things that came into my life where this was supposed to kill me. This was supposed to destroy me. I have no access to my children. They were turned against me, or it'll be different times where people are in my life, but it would be very, it would be gaslighting and stuff like that. So I had to just cut that off. And being able to see, this is at that time where I had to be able to come to know myself. That was the positive, being able to do that, knowing myself, being my own best friend, being able to get away from any distractions, to be able to focus on me, being able to be very transparent about that. I don't see myself as a victim. I don't see a product of my circumstances. Like I said, not to be able to tell people's character or whatever, but I know eventually the truth will come out, but it'll be different things that I'm talking about, just to be able to show, okay, I've gone through this, you can get through this too. I go through it day by day. I have no food, I have no money, be able to do that, but it'll be different times that people have been graciously, generous enough to help me on different things that's coming in. Where I was able to get food, I was able to take care of myself, and that was just a blessing in disguise. Anybody who's watching the video, you have helped me out. I truly appreciate all that. I had to be in that point where it came to my life to see who was there for me to support me through my darkest moments and stay there, where even if it isn't something about monetary value, but just being there for a person, to be able to say, you know what, you are really going through a tough time. And I can't even imagine you going through it. I'm like, please don't even imagine that. You don't want to go far down that rabbit hole, okay? But being able to go through that, I haven't been able to get a job. I haven't worked a job, steady job in over 8 years. I can't leave my house. There'll be different times where I haven't left my house in close to a year in fear, unless I had like a direct, transportation to be able to get there and back, because there'll be different times where I've had hits out on me. I had guns pointed at me. There'll be just different times where either if I went on the opposite side of the road or people weren't there, I could have, my face could have been gone, unalived. Be different people in my family that has passed away because of this situation, just to be not a truth teller because they knew they would help me out. But the situations that, they put me in, you couldn't take me out like that. But it was just a point for them to be able to not no longer be here. But I had to be able to keep moving and just say that I have family that's over on the other side helping me. Going through different things like that where, it was just so many different information was coming to me where I'm seeing people around me, know I'm struggling, just don't have anything. People, have food, have different ways of supplying help for themselves, and they're okay with that. I became the villain. I was the one who was doing this, that, and third, knowing, no, it wasn't me, it was you. You going through all that. I had to see people taking vacations, spending nice money, trying to figure out where you getting income to do that. Oh, they got chunks of your money from the trust fund while you're over here, and living in poverty. They wanted me in a poverty mindset. Right now I have to do my videos on live because people don't want me putting videos out. It'll be different things like that. I had to be able to see, how are you able to take off these times? Why are you taking off so much, trying to worry about me? I have different surveillance cameras around me being watched. And it's just at the point where universe and God's telling me, don't fear that. Do not fear that. You just keep doing what you need to do. You have to keep on pushing and doing, moving forward within your life. Don't allow fear to stop you. Do not allow other people to stop you, enemies, when you feel like, because it'll be different time I'm mad. It's just like, okay, you're living off my trust fund. Why are you trying to stop my videos, trying to, stop my views, trying to stop me from prospering? When I say I'm around people that do not want nothing good to happen for me. They want me to stop making videos and stuff like that. Like I said, I had to come on here. So if the picture quality is bad, this is the reason why I had to be able to come on live to be able to do that. Being able to tell people when you are in a vibe of being blocked, when you're a generational cursor, breaker, I say generational cursor, generational breaker, truth teller, whistleblower, you have to understand, be prepared to be attacked. Okay, I've been shadow banned. I've had my videos where, I've been doing this for 8 years. There is no reason why I should have like about 12, 12 views and, 3,000 or something. My stuff should have been gaining like that. If you look at any of my past videos, on my main page, you will see it has like 35K, 20K. Now, it'll be just a miracle when I get, 200 or something. Then all of a sudden, when I start getting bigger videos, all of a sudden, you can't make any videos anymore. You got to be able to find a way around it. But it was just like me contemplating on doing this video because it's just like me not, like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about people, but it's just the point is, if these things weren't happening, I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to make somebody look bad. They'll make people look bad. Making people look bad does not make me look good. Me doing hurtful things to somebody is not going to keep me having blessings in my life. And I've seen that. I've seen different times where, I'm very spiritually sensitive. So I know different times, like every lunar cycle, anytime 888 portals, Lionsgate, the blue moon, there was people doing heavy spiritual practitioner work on me, wondering why I was feeling certain ways. If you have it to this point where you're being around certain people and you get a very bad vibe, or it's just something where your energy is telling you, no, don't hang around that person, don't ask that person for nothing. That's the reason why they're wishing very bad harm on you. When you're that person that you have a light that is very strong, you're a very rare person, you will attract the good and the bad. And you'll notice that you'll have a lot of good people around you, encourage you, telling you have a very kind heart. You have a very leadership type vibe about you. Don't stop. And I'm telling you from what I go through, don't stop what you're doing. You keep moving regardless of what people are trying to do. And I tell people all the time, there'll be different times that I had different times where people are called and try to block certain videos from coming in. It'll be that automatic, like, I'm going to quit. No, There'll be different times I done took a step back just to recalibrate, just to recharge, just to regroup, and that'll be it. But don't ever expect I'm going. I said this is my life. I'm not gonna quit my life because people can't live comfortable, creating a narrative about me. They live off trust fund. They're doing these different things, just this and that, trying to destroy my life. But I keep going. I keep living. I keep strengthening myself, and empowering myself. There'll be different times where I felt like all was lost and everything like that. And it's like, no, all is not lost. This is just a process of just being able to power you up. You're going to empower yourself because these are different things where the devil and the enemy want you to see everything like they're winning. They're coming on top of different things. They're doing that. If you're still here, living and breathing through the different things that you're going through, trust and believe there will be something good that's going to come out of that, and it'll be something that you never thought of anything can come out of your life on something good after you've been through so much tragic. I've been to the point where they wanted me homeless, poverty mindset, in poverty where I'm at now, and it was a very hurtful feeling. Like, it'll be people that I gave very generously to, that if I had, you had, I'll give you a shirt off my back, even when I really don't have anything, I gave out. And just to be able to go through a situation like this where I got to see people living nice off of my stuff was very hurtful. And I've always had to constantly tell people, if it was you on the other foot, how would you be able to respond to that? How can you digest that? And it had to be at that point where I have to say, I can't take this personal. And that's a hard thing to do when when all this is going on, and I can't take it personal. you know these are different things that I'm being very selective about what I say, because I had to make peace with this. I really did. But it was just being guided to tell people there's so many people out in this world that's going through the worst of the worst, and really trying to understand, how can I get out of this? It's like, I'm doing what God asked me to do. I'm trying to be forgiving towards things that are very unforgivable. I'm trying to, stand worthy in my peace. You work hard at being in your peace when there's so many people around you are trying to make you live in the vibration of chaos. They want you to be able to stoop to their level. I have people that is just, be gaslighting or trying to trigger, do different stuff like that. But I had to be able to stay strong through all those different things, and being able to be at peace with everything that's going on into my life, and be understanding. You go through these different things into your life. There's a lot of times you're not gonna understand why you went through it. Why would God allow these things to happen? And there's a lot of times where God will allow things to happen just for you to be able to see the power that lives within you. And these are the different things that I'm going through that's helping me see that, and it'll be just like, wow. I will be angry at God. Like, what did I do to deserve this? You'll be different things where you felt like I don't slept with your husband, your wife, or whatever like that. And, or took out one of your family members, or even killed your kid. Be different times that will make you feel like this is what you did to deserve this. And I have done none of the sort. So it'll be the different times where, I've been made the villain. I've been living off of people, don't want to get a job, stuff like that. No, that's not the case. I've been trying to do everything I possibly can to move forward, to permanently disconnect myself from certain people I have to live under the roof with. They're doing everything they possibly can to make sure that doesn't happen. Being watched all the time. That's a point where I feel violated. It feels like I'm in a prison. At times where you're supposed to be grateful for, you know, um, a roof over your head. And I'm like, how can I be grateful for that when I know there's security cameras in here watching me? Be certain things that I'll say or do. And I know when I know if I get the exact response, if I move a certain way, all of a sudden people come home early when they're not supposed to, or they're not expected to. I've seen that a lot lately. It's like it's been acting, uh, been taking place often. When you feel like, oh my gosh, you about to move, I got to be able to stop that. And it's just at that point where I had to be out of that mindset. You can't stop what God's going to move. You are not God. And the worst thing you can do is thinking you can overrun what God has for somebody. And I had to be at that point. So if you're in a person, I'm in a situation. I said in a person, in a situation where I can't, I was basically kidnapped and can't go anywhere. Fear to go anywhere, and I had to be at that point where I was guided to let people know certain situations were down to detail. If something happens to me where where this person works, you know, license plate, all this stuff. Hey, this is what happened. I always let people know, hey, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. If I don't call you back when I get home, hey, go send that stuff out, because there's a lot of different things where it'll pinpoint. It'll be an easy shut and cook, shutting, open and shut case, you know. And it was bad about that, specifically, even though it would be different people that I know that knows the police department, people in the police department here, where they were paid that anything was to happen here, in my house, to never take me seriously, because there will be just times where I'm trying to understand, if you're showing all this evidence, why is somebody not being apprehended? Like, oh, they're being paid to not do that. So it would just be, people, be certain things they would protect and serve, and it just wasn't me. So going through that, it would just be able to know the truth will, the dark, what's done in the dark will come to the light. So I had to be able to, really deal with that, and just being able to understand, you know I will never fight fire with fire. I'm just not going to do that. I'll let, the Most High do that, because I said I'm not going to be to that point where, it was like the devil wanted me to be able to be to that point, for me to do prison time, because the things that I'm speaking on, and, I'm only speaking towards a certain extent, because like I said, I'm not trying to embody this no more. I've made peace with that. But just being able to tell to a certain amount of detail, if you're going through some very hardship like this, there's going to be a way out of it. You keep working on yourself. You keep being due diligent towards yourself. You be persistent. You be motivated. You be dedicated towards your situation. You work harder than the people are trying to make sure that you don't prosper. And trust me, I got a whole group of people like that. It made me be put in a weak mindset. And I had to be able to tell myself, and I tell people this all the time, if you have a group of individuals, that you already know, if you're a whistleblower, truth teller, black, what is it, black sheep, black sheep of the situation. There'll be different times where people want to make sure nothing good happens for you. So going through all these different things, you're going to go through all those, and it'll be just at that point where, uh, you know, things will get better for you. It'll be just telling you to keep being persistent, going through all these different things that holds a powerful purpose for you. Um, and it's just allow yourself to really, be consistent with your growth, being able to do that, and be able to empower yourself to keep doing better. Do not allow what people are doing towards you, or where you feel like you're going through, because a lot of times people will make it feel like, oh my God, you're being paranoid, this and stuff like that. But you'll know the difference between paranoid, and you see the things that's going on around you. You see different things that went through a drastic change, and not for the better. But these will be those different times where universe is putting a spin on these different things for you to have to go through, for you to empower yourself, to be able to say you have control of how your destiny goes. If this is a thing where, if it was supposed to cut your life short, it would have did that a long time ago. These are the things that's going to empower you to rebirth, go through a birth of an instant rebirth. You're going through these different things to create a power of substance about yourself, to be able to say, you know what, I've gone through the worst of the worst. This is the worst thing I think I can go through. And I know God could have, if you really wanted to, it could have been worse than what I've gone through. But there was some kind of way I could have been able to bring myself out of this. I didn't have to do black magic. I didn't have to wish no harm on anybody, because I see the results of what that can do. And I say I take it to, a higher power to be able to do that. And these are the different things that knows when you're moving in your truth and you're speaking into it, it's going to become a riff out of that. When you have a light and you're very rare, it's going to bring the worst out of a lot of people. I remember I made a post about that the other day on my community page. It'll bring the worst out of people. When you are being loving, it will bring, it will irritate the heck out of somebody's demons, because they're being hateful. When you're being so loving, there's people around you that are being very selfish. They don't want you being able to do that. When you're living authentically, there'll be people that are knowing that they need to get out of that vibration of illusions, or playing victim, because that brings attention or whatever like that. Because like I said, I don't want no pity. That's not what I'm doing this video for. I'm not trying to see myself as a product of my situation, or even try to sit up here and play the victim of anything, of victim mentality. These are the different things that I've gone through, but these are also a lot of the things that I've overcome. These are not things that take me in a place where I want to brag about something like that, because it'll be different times that when I first started, I didn't realize I placed myself in a victim mentality, even though it'd be like, how are you going to say I'm in a victim mentality where you're allowing, even though you could have been victimized? I've been victimized in every way you can possibly take from this situation, but I allowed myself to know what they're doing is not my truth. What you're trying to make me be seen as is not my truth. What people say about me out here is not my truth. I live in my truth, and I feel like if you're not doing anything wrong, why are you trying so bad to silence me? If you're living off my trust fund, why are you still so worried about me prospering? There'll be certain people in my life that I had to understand. I can't take that personal. You're living with childhood trauma of neglect, mommy, daddy issues, abandonment issues. I had a father out there that really loved me, and there's a lot of the people that are connected in this situation that parents really didn't. And that has nothing to do with him. That has nothing to do with me. And that has nothing to do with our connection. But they tried to sever that in every way possible. And it was just like dealing with that. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a lot of nervous breakdowns for that. There'll be different times, especially when it comes to my dad's anniversary, especially with him being very well known. That's very hard for me to deal with, because I'm not dealing with my sadness or my trauma from that. I'm dealing with other people that love my father, and they still celebrate him in every way. And those are the different things, they even get mad because he still loved the way he is, and I mean, that's not his fault problem, and that's not his fault. I even, even when I speak to him, through my quiet times, and it's just like, I know you're probably shining down, and just loving the fact that, you are heavily loved in so many different ways, even though it gets to a point where I get choked up about it, because I see how loved he is. And it'll be different times, even with people saying they love my dad. There have been so many people that wish death on me, just because the fact is they see that, I was, being threatened, just because the fact is I look like my dad at certain times. People made sure I gained weight so I'll stop looking like my dad. That's how bad it was. I went through a heavy depression where I gained a lot of weight from that. Because anybody watching my videos when I first started, oh shoot, I was about 40 or 50 pounds lighter than what it was. But it was just people insecurity issues. I want her to be to where, my teeth are, I need heavy dental work in my mouth because of this situation, because of different illnesses I had in the past where that should have took me out, but it didn't. It'll be just so many different things that has taken place in my life, and say, just being able to not dwell on my past, but just being able to say, girl, you have came so far. These are the different things that's taking place in your life where you should have been gone a long time ago. Different things that's been taken out of your life, you know, not having, any kind of family to, just to be able to hear my story or hear me out. They made sure that, you know, it'll be just like different times. I'm like, shoot, I can show receipts on anything that I'm talking about. I have receipts for it. So it's not like I'm putting something, it's not bragging if you got proof for it. It's not telling a story if you got proof and receipts for it. And I have both of those, you know. But it came to that point where I feel like, when God feels like this is something that He is ready for it to come out, it's going to do that. People are doing everything they can to delay their karma or delay different things coming out. But that had to be at that point, regardless of what other people are doing. When you have black magic or whatever else is put on you that people try to do, keep doing the work. That's what breaks it. That's what severs it. You're going through these different things into your life where the better things are coming for you, even when you don't see it. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what kind of moves are being made, but God watches you, even when you go through your hardest times. I've had so many different things that has, tried to bring me out, but yet I still speak encouragement to people. I still give out love, whether I can help you out monetarily. I'm like, but it'd be blessings that came out where, people sent me money just for it. And I mean, I cried tears of joy. I was like, God, because I don't, even right now, I don't know how I'm able to make it, no food, no nothing. But God made sure that I'm still moving from day to day. It'll be different time my stomach be growling and stomach hurting and junk like that, you know, and still make it through that day. Get to the end of the day, I'm like, God, even though this is a rough day for me, you still see me through that. And I know my life could have been worse. I could be out here on the street, and being in Georgia and it's really hot right now, that can be a very bad time, especially if it's being in September. It still feel like it's July here, you know. But going through that different things, it's just different things. I was like, wow, I have siblings and, can't be in touch with them because, I'm supposed to be a cloud chaser. I'm nowhere, near related to him, even though that I'm like, man, look at our pictures, me and my dad side by side, split an image. But I had to be able to deal with that. I had to be able to deal with this physically on my own, and it'll be just different times where I was just like, gosh, God, why you so have me here? Why do I have to keep going through this? Is the pain that's more greater than I would ever, I would even put this on the people that put me in this situation, because this is something that's hard to bear every day. But then it's gotten better with me every day. Just give me that time, like, okay, you block different things. It only creates better for me. If you took people out of my life, it was just the fact that they eventually would have turned bad anyway. So they walked around, you allowed them to leave out my life and make room for the people that are genuinely in my life. And that's where this situation came to. If you go through a different thing where everybody in your life just stepped away from you, people that you supported, you've been there for, A1 since day one. And then when it came to the point where you were in that bind, you were in a dark moment and they disappeared, it's just the fact is your time expired with them. You had to be at that point wherever, whatever God had great for your life, they couldn't be able to be attached to that, because they would have destroyed everything that God had for you. So he didn't want to be able to show people who you were. You didn't even know who you were from the beginning. So when you finally found out who you were from your situation, you're going to understand why he took certain people out of your life. You're going to be grateful on the reason why they took them out your life. And even though it may be hurtful, you don't wish regret on nobody for anything, and I mean anything that has you have ever did kind for somebody, ever did kind for anybody that is in your life. Um, but allow yourself to be grateful you were that blessing that they needed at the time, because you're going to continue to still get your blessings, even though it's like, how am I getting my blessings when I'm going through struggle, this and this and that? Because you're aiming up towards something that you're going to put out a long time ago, and that will accumulate for you. So just being able to speak this truth to anybody, like I said, it's not about me talking bad about anybody, but this is just about me being, to a certain extent, telling detail about what I've gone through, but also seeing a positive out of those certain situations that I've gone through. There's many people who are out here that don't understand, how they're going to get out of anything, but that is not your point for you to be able to figure out. When you're doing right by yourself, you're doing right by others. Don't allow yourself to let anyone take advantage of you. When you say no, no means no, and you have your boundaries up, people, there's a lot of time people will be nice to you just for you to let your guard down. Don't you do that, especially if your gut telling you don't mess with this person. Hey, don't take nothing from this person. There'll be different times people that don't mean right for you, they will purposely give you something just for it to mess up into your life. Be different things. You'll know. It's just like where I was hearing the other day, where you'll know when things are being bad sent towards your way. It'll be different. Insect infestation in your house. I've been having that. I'm a very clean person. All of a sudden, I start seeing bugs all over the place, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why am I having that? It just so happened I'm stumbling on that. Be different times where friendships will fall out that that was very genuine. People don't want to support you or even want to be around you anymore. You may be, a job loss or money will decrease massively. There's a lot of bad vibes, bad juju, either being placed on you or being sent your way. Foul smells be coming up and you're trying to figure out what the hell is that. Be different things that are around you. Even, spiritual monitors, they're watching everything that you're doing to make sure it's like, oh, this person can't, allow themselves to be out of fear. Like I said, I ain't left my house in a long time because I was feared that my life was going to be taken out. Be different videos I placed out about me talking about that, because it'll be so many times where I've had a pium pium, placed in my face a little bit too many times. I said, well, they can't get me in my house. Be too, too noticeable. They already know there'll be an inside track, even though I told the cops, hey, if this happened to me, these are the certain people had something doing. I did it right in ear length for them to be able to hear it, and still had stuff put on me. I'm like, that wasn't smart. Why would you do that? Somebody else told them if it did happen. But that'll be that mentality. But it'll be just these different things that I'm speaking on. I had to go with God with this. I was like, I ain't trying to do this. But it'll be just different times. There's people that are going through things. They're really going through things, and they're really trying to find their peace. They're trying to find their home, find their right home, trying to find people they can be vulnerable with and it'll be okay, you know. And it'll be just this time where I have to allow myself to be at guard, but there'll be certain people that will allow and just to be able to let know my situation. like I said, I've had blessings where people have helped me, be different people I can trust my vulnerability with, and I can be safe with them. And there's other times I have to be just certain things I have to just keep to myself. I just stay to myself and all that. But like I said, if the picture quality is bad or whatever, I do apologize about that. But like I said, people trying to make sure I don't upload no video, so I have to be able to go live 5. So you'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. Like I've said before, if you would love to make a contribution, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if not, I'm gonna understand that too. I had to get out of my pride and my ego because there'll be different times. I don't want an enemy knowing nothing about me. But it's just me standing my truth is my ultimate strength. I don't allow things like that to happen. I said that's a weak mode. Don't be worried about what people do because that's validation, and I validate my own self. So much love to you, and talk to you soon, or you'll see me soon. Much love, peace.